I cannot believe that this happened. It's like something from Nazi Germany. The next thing I know is like I'm coming out of a dream. I'm thinking, oh, where am I? It's like some heavy drug or something like that. The tree is here. I just go to it now to show you. So, I was up here. It's quite comfortable, you know, quite a comfy spot, and I had a good view to see all the police gathering at the hangar, and also if I change my position slightly and look up, I could see everything that's happening in the camp. So really I was just keeping an eye out and just watching what was happening, because I couldn't believe what the hell was going on. I mean, why so many police, helicopters, and obviously I didn't realize that they were sending a search team into the woodland with dogs and things like this, or I would not have stayed here. It was some hours going on. I came down from the tree to go to the toilet, if you like, to take a piss a little further away, and just as I'd finished zipping up, I turned around and I heard a noise like a branch snapping or something. I really can't remember what, because then I go into adrenaline, because I look over my shoulder and I see, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 police in the green uniforms, and think, oh shit. So I just run. You know, they are shouting at me in German, which I wish I could speak and I wish I could understand, but I cannot. And I pretty much understand the situation, that if they catch me, I'm going to be brutalized, you know. So of course I run from them. And I run through here somewhere, I'm not sure, because there are so many brambles and everything like this. And I'm running away from them, and then I get tangled in the brambles, maybe, I don't know, 100 meters through here. I get tangled in the brambles, and finally I fall, and I fell near a tree stump, a tree that had fallen over. So it has its roots in the air, like this, and it was covered in brambles as well. I thought, well, I've fallen, they're very close behind me, maybe I can hide in here. It was good cover. You know, I had no idea they had dogs and things like this. I didn't see the dogs until after they pulled me out of the woodland. But obviously there were people in here with dogs, and many police that I was not aware of. So I crawl into this space and hide, but they saw me, and so they come to find me. They start speaking at me in German. I say, I'm sorry, I don't speak German. Can you speak to me in English? And they're like, come out, and I'm like, well, you know, and before I get a chance really to say anything, they've come into the space, they grab me, they drag me through the brambles. As you can see, you know, I'm covered all over with scratches, and so it's not so bad as yesterday, but all over with the bramble scratches. Drag me through the brambles a little way, and then get me on the floor, And that's when really for me, what do you call torture? You know, what is torture? As far as I'm concerned, I've done nothing wrong. I was simply watching what was going on in the forest, from the forest rather, watching what was going on in the camp. And then they start to use joint locks, pressure points, you know, really strong. They kneel on me on the ground, knee in the solar plexus, but not just a way to suppress. They actually drop into my body with their body weight, you know, to try and knock the wind out of me. They start to manipulate my neck into headlocks and things like this, while they're also manipulating my arms and my hands and my wrists, trying to cause me as much pain as possible. One of them put his hands over my eyes and also my nose and my mouth, so I couldn't breathe. And I could just, through his fingers, see some other police standing around. So I try and mumble through the hand, you know, helfer, helfer, I gotta breathe, you know. And he let me breathe a little at this point. And so I start saying, why are you doing this? What is going on? You know, I don't know what's going on. What is happening? Why are you treating me so brutally? And at this point, this officer starts to speak to me a little more in English and says, the more you talk, the more pain. So basically telling me to shut up or they're gonna give me a lot more pain. They put the cuffs on really, really tight, really biting into my wrists. You can see, you know, too tight. My hands start to go numb. After just a minute or two, I'm losing the feeling in my hands. It's still numb actually around my thumbs here. And they start to put my arms on my back and start to drag me out, which makes the cuffs even tighter. So I say to them, look, come on, you know, there's no need for this. I can't feel my hands. You need to loosen them. And after some minutes of more brutalization, you know, they were also at one point kicking me and things like this, because it's very difficult to walk, especially through ground like this. You know, you can see they're dragging me through the forest with my arms up my back, my head down, and it's really difficult to walk. And so because I am not walking fast enough for them, they're kicking my legs and things like this, which obviously does not make me walk any faster, you know. Of course not. It actually makes the process more difficult. Yeah, and so they take one set of cuffs off, put another set of cuffs on. Actually, they put them on equally as tight, but I think they were wider, and so the pressure was not cutting in quite so bad. It was a wider area, so it didn't bite in quite as bad as the previous cuffs did. Yeah, they were really, really rough, you know, using every opportunity they had to be as brutal and basically use as much force as possible without breaking anything. You know, without breaking my neck, without breaking my wrists, without breaking my arms. They went as far as they could go. At points, you know, my shoulder joints were popping slightly and crunching because they're using so much pressure. Then they get me out into the field to take me, I don't know where. I thought they were going to take me to the camp to check my ID. They say, you know, I don't have any ID. I say, no, it's in the camp. We can go, you know, the camp is over here. But no, they don't want to take me to check my ID. They take me over to the hangar to process me. But while we are crossing the wheat field here, just outside of the forest, I can see people in the camp. So I shout to the people in the camp, you know, get this on video, photograph this. They start to brutalize me some more and again put pressure on me, telling me to shut up. But I think they realized at this point that people can see what is happening, so for a short time they allow me to kind of come a little bit more upright. Then I think they don't care. They start to put the pressure on my neck and back and shoulders again and get my head down and drag me through the field until we get to the hangar up here. All the time I don't know why they are doing this, why I am under arrest, because I have not committed any crime here, you know, I haven't done anything, I'm just in the forest. Yeah, they get me up to the hangar and there are quite a few people at the hangar and some cameras. And so I'm saying to the people, like appealing to them, you know, please help me, you know, what are these people doing? Why? I don't know why they're doing this to me. I don't know what the charge is, you know, why they are arresting me, or where they're taking me, or what's going on, why they are brutalizing me so much. And at this point, they decide, okay, obviously they haven't done enough. So they take me out down in between the two police vans. I mean, this is in plain view. I think this was filmed. And they open the doors of the vans, so I am hidden from view, and then get me on the floor, and again start with the neck locks and things like this, and tell me to shut up. You know, really a lot of pressure on my neck. I'm very, very sore today all over. And then, yeah, I mean, it's difficult to remember all the things because of what happened afterwards, because, you know, this really cut my memory off completely, but I'll get to that in a moment. So they take me into one of the vans all the time, using the pressure and everything. They try to appear to be a little softer when they walk me from in between the vans where they've just had me on the ground to the van that's going to take me away, because now I think they realize again that many people are watching and that they are on camera. And so they soften up a little. And then they take me into one van, and this is where they don't look like police, these people, you know. I don't know. They look like, I don't know what, Secret Service or something like this. Was a guy with a mustache, greying hair, had a pistol here in plain view over his shirt, you know, like American TV or something like this. He's wearing his pistol quite obviously on the outside, and the same with the woman in the front with dark glasses. Yeah, and so I think, what the fuck is going on? You know, what do they think is happening? Who do they think I am? What the hell is happening? And they won't tell me where they are taking me, or why they are taking me, or anything about what is happening. They say it's just better for me to shut up and do whatever they say. So anyway, they get me to the police station, which I think is in Duren. I didn't know this at the time. I found out afterwards. They take me and put me inside a cell, search me, take my shoes, take my socks, things like this, which, okay, you know, and start to ask me some questions, really not very much. I say I won't speak to them, I won't answer any questions without a lawyer or a translator. I don't get a lawyer or a translator. One of the police says, I am your translator, but his English was like, you know, he couldn't understand half of what I was saying. So, and also, how can he be a translator? He's a policeman. You know, this is not an unbiased translator. It's, what the fuck? And so they want to take my fingerprints. And I say, no, why am I under arrest? Why are you keeping me here? I don't want to give you my fingerprints. Tell me why I am here. Okay, so they get me to the fingerprint machine, you know, the computer machine thing. And I have my hands locked like this, saying, no, I don't want to give you my fingerprints. You're being too brutal, you know. Tell me why I am here and what's going on. And they start to prise my thumbs and fingers away. You know, there are 4 of them, there is just one of me. There's not a lot I can do. And they say, if you don't give us your fingerprints, we will break your fingers to get your fingerprints. I'm like, oh wow, really? And I'm not, you know, what crime have I committed and you're threatening me with this kind of thing? I say again, what is torture? What is torture? You know? So, and I'm sure that other people that were in the cells at the time would have heard me yell out, because, I mean, you know, try not to give them the satisfaction of showing that they are causing me pain, but really that was too much. And I yell, but even then, when they are bending my fingers back and everything like this, and really causing me a great deal of pain at this point, when they get my finger on the thing, I move it, so it's smudging the fingerprints. So, you know, they get really, really angry and start to brutalize me even more. But this, you know, this next thing, really, I cannot believe that this happened. It's like something from Nazi Germany. Really, really, what the hell is going on in this country when the police behave like this? One of them comes behind me with his arm in the crook of his elbow into my windpipe here, and starts to squeeze to cut off the blood supply to my brain, so that I start to I realize that I'm starting to pass out. I'm starting to, faint. I'm starting to black out. And I say, I'm blacking out. What the fuck, At which point, the other one, who was the guy who was taking the fingerprints, punches me right in the solar plexus. The next thing I know is like I'm coming out of a dream. I'm thinking, oh, where am I? It's like some heavy drug or something like that. Really, I'm coming around and I'm thinking, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And then I realize, what the fuck just happened to me? They make me unconscious. They squeeze my neck until I pass out, just so they can get my fingerprints. And I'm sure, you cut off the blood supply to the brain, punch somebody in the solar plexus. How dangerous is this? What if someone has a heart condition or something like this? Yeah, I say again, what is torture? And I say again, it really felt like I was in Nazi Germany. Really, really scary. And after this, obviously I am a little more compliant because I'm very lightheaded. I don't know really what's going on anymore because, as I've lost consciousness. And anyway, they take my picture and things like this, and they've run a fingerprint check, and so they think they know who I am, so they say, you are so-and-so. And I don't answer, and then one of them asks, are you such and such a person? And I say, again, I'm not answering any questions without a lawyer or a translator. Why am I here? What is going on? And then they take me back to the cell, and I don't know how much longer. I'm still struggling to try and piece everything together, because my consciousness has been disrupted. They took my fucking mind away, so I could not think. My body is just an empty sack, my consciousness is gone. They took this from me. It's one thing to brutalize someone's body, but then to make them unconscious. I don't know how long I was out of consciousness. I don't know how long I was blacked out or anything. They could do anything to anyone in this. But anyway, so I'm in the cell trying to piece everything back together and thinking, my God, what the hell is going to happen next? And then they come and they say, okay, get your stuff, you can go. No charge, no papers, nothing, but yet all of this brutality. This is Germany. This is the reality for many people. I'm sure I am not the only one that this has happened to. And I would like to appeal to people, anyone who this has happened to, we need to catalogue this and we need to let people know how the police are operating here in Germany. So don't, I know that it's very upsetting maybe to remember things like this that may have happened to you, but please let us know, get in touch with us here at Hambacher Forst or wherever else, you might see this video. I'm sure that we get a contact details up, and let us know what has happened to you with the police in these kind of situations, particularly if they have choked you out and made you unconscious, because for me this is absolutely outrageous, and somebody needs to do something about this. I say again, this happened to me and there is no charge. I didn't do anything wrong, and yet they still do this. So please, if this has happened to you, let us know, and maybe we can do something about it, and maybe we can get some justice for people that are mistreated in this way. I don't know what else to say about it.